All right, I think I'm back. I think so. It looks like you have to subscribe, I guess, to see the live stream here, I guess. So things are not going as planned as usual because this isn't what I do. I just do the podcast. So if you guys are actually getting this, John, I appreciate you telling me they have to subscribe. I did not know that. That I didn't know. So here we are. Okay, 500 show, but the big intro is gone and all that good stuff. So we're just going to try to get through this and talk to you guys on the phone. Maybe you can call in and we'll see what's going on. But that's not at this time here. I just wanted to thank everybody for all the years of listening to the show and supporting the podcast and all your stories that have helped me to make my life better and make me a better person, learning from you, and we're growing together and all that good stuff. So look at what's that say there? Somebody's saying something. I got to look through all this stuff here. I'm not I'm trying to do too many things at once. I have a feeling. Look how positive I'm working through it. Oh yeah, okay. John and Karen, I'm trying, man. I am trying to get through this. It looks like it's working. I got it over there. Okay, so it's working, and I guess it's going to be a little personal live show for you guys until people find it, because it's not showing up on my phone or anything like that. So I don't know what the heck's going on, man. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, good Lord. Technology, right? You think with all this stuff that I have in here that I would know exactly how to do this stuff, You'd think, this is the helm. This is where I actually do my show a couple times a week. And this is where it happens. This is where the magic happens, man. This is it. And it doesn't always work like that. It doesn't always work as it's supposed to, as you can tell. But this is where it happens. And, I really appreciate the people all of you who have purchased the book. You all know about the book, right? You all know about that. I appreciate you picking up the book and supporting the podcast. That helps me keep it on the air and keep paying for all this stuff. And there is the shirt, the live event shirt that, let's see, I think I might even be able to show it to you. Can I do that? Let's see if I'm any good at showing this. It gets those green balls come in, and that shows you. That's the shirt that you can order. There's the link probably nowhere. If you go to my website, bepositivepodcast.com, something should pop up, and you can order it there. And there's also a link to this show, and maybe it's right, maybe it's not. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to this live stuff here. But I do want to thank everybody for all the support and all the texts. And everybody, you seem to be very surprised when I actually answer the text message right away. And I mean, that's why I do that. That's why I have it there, because you can't wait around for someone to respond to an email. So I try to respond as fast as possible, and try to help you through life, man. That's what we're all doing, just trying to be positive. And and I started thinking about what am I going to talk about on this show? What the heck am I supposed to talk? Hey, Christopher, you're here. All right, cool. I can see the chat too, so I think we're getting somewhere. As you can see, my staff and my crew are all here. They're right here behind me. There's nobody here. I'm by myself. But that's all right. That's all right. I'll pull this. We'll pull this together. So I started thinking, what am I going to talk about on this show? So I want to go back to the beginning of the first time I did this podcast. I actually built my studio and got this microphone and got all this fun stuff and said, you know what, I'm going to record something. I started talking. And my first show, I had 4 people listen to it. 4 people. I went back. That was about 4 years ago. And now we're up to over 800,000 people all over the world. I get text messages from people in other countries, in Guam, in Russia, in China. And I hear from all of you. And it's really cool that this is going around the world. I don't know about this video, but this podcast is going around the world, and it's affecting people's lives in a positive way. And I really like that. That's the main reason I do this, is to actually um, help you find your positivity, find your inner thing that makes you happy and positive. And a lot of that comes from the way I was raised, where I was brought up. My mom always said, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. I'm sure we've heard stuff like that. And so I learned that and just decided to be happy, and I made the choice to be happy. It changed my life, and when you decide, once you start really thinking about what you're thinking about, I talk about that all the time. Think about what you're thinking about. We don't really do that very often. We don't think about what we're thinking about, right? So when you start doing that, you start understanding your mind and start understanding what it is that is making you and creating your life for what it is. What you're thinking about is creating your life. And I say this all the time. And you realize the power that you have in your mind when you actually do this. And I'm noticing that this is not actually, my stream isn't really recording here. Whoa, what's that? So you realize that you have the power to create your life. And that's incredible. It's just such a great feeling to know that you can create your life the way you want it to be with just your thoughts and the things that come into your mind. You have control over them. And in order to actually really get a grip on the power of your own mind, is you have to accept your past decisions. You got to reevaluate your life and accept the decisions that you made and understand that it's gotten you to where you are now. Your thoughts got you to where you are now. And when you realize that, you become aware that you are creating your life. And it's self-awareness and self-thought, and you decide that you want to make changes in your life. And I talk about it in the book, that you have to step into that river of change, and it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable when you step into that river of change, because you like your mind and your as a human being, you want to have a predictability. You want to know what's coming up. It's just the way we're wired. So once you understand that, and you can challenge yourself to step into that river of change and do something different to make you more aware of who you are, then it changes your life, man. It really changes your life. All right. So that's the main reason why I started doing this show, and just to try to help everybody figure out that you can create your life. I mean, you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire," and make it happen. It doesn't happen. But you start working towards it, working towards being that millionaire, and making it a reality in your own head, and start living as if you've already achieved your success, right? So that's the big opener I had planned after all this crap going on with this podcast, with this live stream. I swear, it's so stressful. I wish I had some tech crew, but I don't. But this is going to be a call-in show, because I want to hear from you guys, and I want you to give me a call, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. And hopefully it'll be in real time. Hopefully we'll be able to communicate back and forth. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we'll try. We got about 9 people watching now, so that's a big audience. I don't know if it's anybody I know. Could be. And if it is, then fantastic. I'm glad you're watching the show. And it's really hard for me to do this live podcast staring at a camera, because I never do that. Usually I just talk. So if I look away and I'm looking around the screens, that's what I'm used to doing. So that's it. So if you want to call into the show. Oh, what happened? Something happened. I think YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain the stream. What is happening? I think it's going. I don't know what the hell's going on. If it's working, if you want, give me a call at 304-506-3332. Okay. So let's see. Hey, thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. The 500 shows. It's really unbelievable that it's come this far, and I've actually gone through 500 shows. It's just crazy, man. It's really crazy, and it's. I never thought that I was going to take it this far. That it would be this far and this long. But I do it because you listen. Because all 800,000 of you listen to the show, and as you could tell by my look. We got somebody calling in. Let's see who's calling in here. Let's see. I don't know who it is. See if this is gonna work. Hello.
Yo.
Hey, who's this?
This is John.
Hey, John. What's happening, man?
Good. We made it through.
I made it. I got this working. I can't believe the phones are actually working, man. Because this is nerve wracking trying to pull all this off. I tell you.
No, you got it, man. You got it all.
Cool. So, what do you think? 500 shows. Is that crazy or what?
Oh, it went by pretty quick. You know, I've been listening to you for about 3 years now, since 2020. So.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Yeah. It's amazing, man. I mean, put the content out there. People are gonna listen to it.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man. And everybody, all the feedback I've been getting over the years it's been nothing but positive, and some of the stories that I've gotten from people that it's changed their life. It's just incredible how just helping people to think about what's going on in their head, and they can actually change their life. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was trying to think about what I wanted to talk about, and I was like, man, I was telling my wife I should come up with like a title or something like that, but I don't want to bring it to the dark times, but I'm a realist like you.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, mad times we're living in here, in this world.
Oh yeah.
That's the theme.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy that the stuff that's going on in this world is just insane right now, and it's like it's hard to stay positive sometimes with all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, you can't watch the news.
Yeah, that's my wife, Corinne, and you get a 2-for-1 when you get a Corinne and John.
You guys rock, man.
Yeah, but yeah, the theme should be, people, they just got to be grateful for what they have. That's really what I get out of your show when I listen to it, and there's just so much to be happy for what you got, rather than trying to think about what you could have. You should just be grateful for what you have.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and I think I heard Karen say that's your name, Corinne or Karen?
Corinne.
Corinne. Okay.
Corinne, yeah. You got it, Corinne and John.
Corinne. But you don't watch the news. I just don't turn on the news hardly at all. I mean, just to see catch up on the lies, I do that once in a while, but
Yeah, I only look at weather now.
Yeah,
she checks out the weather. No, I really appreciate that you don't talk about all that. Not that I wouldn't, I wouldn't mind, but I appreciate that you don't really talk too much about all those things.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I love that. I love that you just talk about what's on your mind, and it just comes out. Like a natural, divine kind of thought from the subconscious. I appreciate that.
That's cool. Thanks for saying that. I mean, because when I come down here to do the show into my studio, it's like, okay, maybe I'll have a topic, maybe I won't, and I just open my mouth and words start coming out, and it seems to be working. But I never wanted to bring any political stuff in it. I never wanted to force my opinions on anybody or my views on anything, because that's not helping. Everybody else is already doing that. So this is mainly about you finding out about you,
It is. Yeah, you definitely helped unlock my happiness. I have to give you that. When I first started listening to you, I was kind of, trying to contemplate, what I wanted to do with my life. 8 years ago, we were pretty much homeless.
Wow.
And then 4 years ago, we bought our own house, and then now we just started our own business. So it's like, you put your mind to it, you can have it.
Like what you just said. I mean, when we were homeless, we're thinking, what are we going to do? How are we going to get there? And then we started making moves, and we got there. So, thinking what we wanted and then making it happen.
Right.
Yeah, just visualize. and be happy for what you have, and just make all the moves,
And I think it's partly having a blind faith
yeah, the universe
that
opens
everything
it
is
up.
going to work out.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. I think so. I agree with that. And I've always lived that way. Some people say you're flying by the seat of your pants. You don't make plans. Like, no, well, the universe will bring it to me when I need it. And as long as I keep things in my thoughts and keep it, keep that energy flowing in the right direction, then that will, it will manifest. And it seems to be working so far.
It's like the no plan plan. That's what my family calls it. A couple of years ago, I went back to California for my birthday to visit, and I didn't know what I was doing or where I was staying, but I had enough family down there that I was able to stay at a different family member's house each night, and that was my theme. Was I'm on the no plan plan. I'm open for anything.
I like
Exactly.
that. The no plan. That's cool.
Yeah. You just got to be open for anything, and you got to just ride whatever comes. You just like a wave. You ride it, and you take it. If it's a good high or if it's a down low, you just ride it through.
Right.
You got to complete the circle.
Yep, because there's always ups and downs, and just like when you do have the downs in your life, you can't really dwell on those and focus on those too much. And it also goes the same when you have the ups and the high points. You can't say that, it's great. It has to be a nice balance.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they say. If you got to have sadness to have happiness sometimes.
And you have to cherish it in the moment. Like, you have to recognize the moment and be grateful for it, and then be able to move past it.
Exactly. Yeah, and living in the moment, and because you can't change the past, you can't predict the future. You can only predict the present, or create the present.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome that you answered that. I appreciate that. I've been looking forward to talking to you. One day, I'm sure we'll meet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. It's amazing how many people that I talk to and text. I don't talk on the phone to them, but I text them and through the message line, and get to know people really well. Because when you're one-on-one in a text message, some people open up to some stuff that's just mind-blowing to me, and asking my opinions, and there's been a few people that were suicidal that have come back and have thanked me for saving their lives, and I'm like, no, I'm just a catalyst. You saved yourself by what's going on inside you.
Yep.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just that whatever it was that you said, that faith or that confidence that you had in that person, that gave them whatever they needed to hear to change their direction, to reframe.
Right.
I mean, I feel like there have been times where I've had the same effect on people, where somebody's come back to me later and been like, man, you were pivotal in this moment, and I just want to thank you, because I wouldn't be where I am now had it not been for you saying whatever you said to me in that moment that gave me that push.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. And so I'm going to keep doing it as long as people keep listening. So
you'll have no problem. I'm sure it'll just keep piling up with listeners for sure.
Yeah, John started listening to you first, and then he bought your book, and then I started listening, and I had to backtrack and listen to all the episodes.
Yep.
And now I have a few episodes that I'm not caught up on.
I definitely give you a shout out for your book. That's an amazing book. It's easy to read. It's understandable. The chapters are short, so they're not you don't get tired of it.
And it's
right.
Good, relevant information.
Absolutely.
Cool. I appreciate that.
I can't wait to do the next book.
Yeah, I'm putting some ideas together for that. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I think a listener named this first book, so we'll probably let somebody name the second. Put some ideas out there and name the second book.
Well, maybe it's the positive journey.
Oh, I like
you have
that.
A positive perspective. Now you've got the positive journey, because you were saying something about your daughter contributing and making it somewhat like a journal. So maybe it's like a positive journey, or a positive journal, or the positive journey journal. I don't know.
That's a good idea. See, you guys have good ideas out there. I'm down here in my own little world, and
I'm an idea maker. I've got a lot of ideas.
That's awesome.
Not all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's like golden nuggets of information. I just throw them at people's faces all the time.
Here's my idea. Listen, check it out.
Yeah, because when you work with people, I used to work at a cannabis factory, which was super fun because it was an eclectic group of people, from people that are barely 21 to people who are 75, right?
Oh, wow.
And everybody's got a different perspective. And some people get really burnt out and negative, and all you can talk about when you're at work is work, right? And how horrible it is and how you want to move on and do something else. And I'd always be like, well, what are you passionate about? What are you good at? What do you want to do? And we would have these great conversations where I'd be like encouraging people to get other jobs or follow their passion.
Exactly.
That's
It
great.
worked on me. When you start my own business, I'm like,
That's cool. I mean, you came from being homeless to running your own business and having your own house, and that's great.
I talked my wife into quitting her job and coming and working with me. So now we just get
We work
spend
together.
time together all the time, and it's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How long you guys been married?
Since 2004.
Yeah. All right.
So we've been together since 96.
Yeah, we got together in 96.
Yeah.
We're
We
14.
have a 25-year-old daughter.
Yeah, we had a daughter when we were 16 years old.
Wow.
We got a pretty crazy story,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, you've told me some of this stuff, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, it all kind of worked out the way it, that it does,
Yeah.
That's why I believe in everything that you talk about, because it's like, that stuff's real,
We can definitely see where we have manifested things into being in our lives, because there have been some down times, and we had these conversations that when you look back 5 years, like, whoa, we had the conversation about this, and now look we've got it. We're here. We did it.
Yeah. And people don't realize that they have that power. Most
Yeah.
people don't realize that they can actually create.
Right. And it's like that lady that you were talking about on one of your episodes that was really down and out and, was suicidal and, made it back.
Yeah.
It was just that push, that whatever positive thing that you said to her that changed her perspective.
Right. And it's crazy how some people just happen to find it. That's like you search for some positivity or a positive podcast, and I just happen to pop up there because I've been around so long, and they luckily land on an episode that helps them out.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's what I did. I looked up positive podcasts, and I just binge listened to all your episodes, just caught up during because we worked 12-hour shifts, and I just was listening to all your episodes.
He was working at that same cannabis factory that
Yeah.
your podcast trying to stay going.
Oh my goodness, this guy rocks. He's got awesome, voice and everything. I was like, dude, I like this guy.
Oh, cool. Well, it's awesome to talk to you guys finally in person instead of text. So keep listening, and if
we'll let you get back to it. Hopefully,
the next caller will have an interesting conversation as well.
We'll see. We'll see if there's anybody else that'll call. There's people are scared to call, so we'll see.
Well, if anybody is scared to call, I encourage them to, push out of their comfort zone and do something unexpected.
Step into that river of change.
That's right.
Right. All right. Well, you guys have an awesome night. Thanks for calling, and thanks for listening for so long, and congratulations on all your life successes that you've had.
For sure.
Yeah, thank you.
We love you, Nat. You rock, man. Keep it
up.
going.
All right. Thanks. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Oh man, that's pretty cool, man. That's great to actually talk to someone who's listening to the show, and it's a good feeling to know that people are, they're. Let's see, did I hang up the call? I don't know if I did. Did I? I think so. You can tell I'm real good at this stuff. But if you want, somebody else. Let's see. Who are you? Thanks for calling the show. Who are you?
Hey, it's Lisette.
Gisette, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad you actually figured out how to get on. So congratulations.
I was pulling my hair out trying to figure this stuff out.
Yeah. So I figured I'd better call since I said I was going to listen, and I was like, before he starts calling people, I better make my call in.
Yeah.
To Nat tonight. But I wanted to say thank you so much for doing what you do. It's really made a difference to me. I listen to you. I listen to a couple other people as I commute into work. I live in New York City, and so I commute. I take a train every morning, and I listen to you on the way in. It's really helped me And one of the things that I've struggled with recently is that, I like walk into work, I'm positive, and then I get into the swing of things at work, and then someone will come along and sort of push me off my track,
Yeah.
and then I struggle to get back into that positive mind frame, and
Mm-hmm.
um, I really struggle with that, and I have to figure out a way how to be a little bit more protective of that mindset. Because I mean, the initial reaction is that I get angry, which is always a terrible thing, and then and then the minute they trigger me, I realize, I've screwed up, right? I've let them affect my flow, my positive energy. I need to figure out a way to get better at sort of deflecting people. It's really hard to do in a work setting. So, any words of encouragement or advice?
Well, I some people trigger me at work at my job too, and they a lot of them, a few of them, they know how to push your buttons, and they actually enjoy pissing you off sometimes, So what I just actually am to the point to where when someone tries to derail me or take me out of my comfort zone or my positivity, I just think I feel sorry for them because they're making so much effort to make me miserable that they're missing out on their happiness. So it's almost like for me to get mad at them, it'd be like getting mad at a handicapped person for not being able to walk because they just don't know how to be positive. And so I use that mindset to make it easier for me, even though there are things that piss me off, and you get mad, and then it's hard to get out of that funk. But when you start looking at why am I mad? This person got me mad. It's not affecting them at all. They don't care, and you're holding on to that. It's like holding on to a bad memory, and keep reliving it. And so if someone's making you mad at work, or they're triggering you, or saying things that make you feel bad, then it's I guess the easy way to say it is just I don't care what people think, and that's an easy way
I
to
mean,
get out of it.
it's easier said than done, and it's not just work. I mean, I find that my family does this to me also, right?
Mm-hmm.
They trigger me. My girls trigger me. I have a 25 and a 20-year-old. They trigger me all the time.
Yeah.
And I really just, my sister is a big trigger. I find that, like, the best protection is to sort of avoid, but, I can't really do that, right?
Right.
Got to go out there. I got to go out there.
You can't avoid your kids, and
No, you can't. They'll come find you no matter what basement you're hiding in.
Yeah. And you ask yourself, why do you do that? Why do you want to make me unhappy? And
Right.
it's just it's hard to understand, and you have to figure out your own way to deal with it, I guess. And you know, and masking it with drugs or alcohol or avoidance or whatever, that might work for the short term, but it's not going to work in the long term. But I don't know. It's really hard to help someone not be upset about getting triggered by it, especially if it's family. If family members are doing it and just making you mad, it's like you just want to look at them and go, just stop it. Why just stop triggering me?
I know. I mean, sometimes it's just even like, and I hate to say this, but like in our society now, like even if I get like a text message, from somebody like my brother, automatic trigger immediately. Mindset just goes out the window. It's very hard to just, I find that like in the morning when I listen to you, I sort of, have that mantra, right? And I start off the day really, really strong. And then as the day progresses, I have to remind myself that like, this is really about me and it's really not about anybody else. And that I need to stay positive for myself, that it's not about like trying to please other people and trying to like, kiss ass to the boss. Like it's none of that. It's just about being better, being happier, being more fulfilled, and dealing, it's like sort of a coping mechanism, like dealing with these difficult people that sometimes, are these triggers. So, thank you, Nat, because I mean, like, what does that girl call you? She calls you Uncle Matt.
Yeah, yeah.
You give the best advice. It's true. It's so true. All my uncles were dirty old men, so not to call you Matt, but for sure, you always you come from the heart, and I really appreciate that. So.
Well, I try to. I try to, not talk about opinionated things and just try to bring up things that will help people find their happiness, and it's not always easy to just talk to yourself basically when I'm talking, because I'm just thinking about what would I say to someone to make them feel better, and I just try to do that. And that's basically, I go through life that way, putting myself in other people's shoes. Instead of getting mad at the person for cutting me off in traffic, I'm like, okay, well, maybe this guy's in a hurry and he's having a bad day and he flips me off. It's like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to let it ruin my day, because it's all about my happiness and my personal reality that I create. And if I bring myself down or let someone else bring me down, then it's affecting my happiness. I'm like, I don't have time for that, because I could die right now on the spot. And if I'm miserable, I don't want to go that way.
Absolutely.
So, great. Well, I appreciate you listening to the show and calling in. You're a brave soul for calling into the show and talking live. And this is really weird for me to actually just do this live like this, because when I'm in my studio, it's like, okay, I'm sitting here in my shorts and just kicking back, and it's the way it started off was kind of rough, but it seems to be working now, so that's cool.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Good night.
All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we're getting a couple people calling into the show. I appreciate that. Oh, what was that? That freaked me out. I got too many things going here. There's only a few people watching, so it's just a handful of you who have listened to the show and watched and are like, okay, what's going on? So don't forget about the shirt. That helps me keep this stuff on the show. Or it helps me keep this show going when you grab stuff and purchase stuff from the store or the book or anything. That helps very much so to keep me on the air here and keep this show working and pay for all the things that break sometimes. And so enough of that. So that's what else? What else can I talk about here? Let's see. Well, like John said, it's a lot about about gratitude and showing gratitude and being grateful for what you actually have. And I think that that's part of what makes me such a happy person, is I'm so grateful for the things that I have in my life, and so glad that I survived all the stupidity in my life is the only way to put it. I've survived for a reason. And Sherry, you said one other thing. I know I'm saying your name wrong. Everyone needs to look at themselves and not worry about others. That's so true. That is so true. Hey, Chris, thanks. You love the way I do my shows? Okay. I wing it. That's what I do, man. There's no plan. There is never a plan. Just like my book. I just started talking and writing, and that's why the book is the way it is. That's just the way I talk, and that's just the way I am. But being grateful for the things that you have and is so very important, because if you're not grateful, you don't show gratitude for the things that you have, then you don't appreciate life, and you're not really enjoying it. So and how do you be grateful? How do you know if you're grateful? Well, look around at what you have. You got to wake up today. The first thing that helps me is when I wake up, I go, wow, I got to wake up again. And it's that it's that simple, really, for me, to know that when I wake up, I get another chance at a day. So nothing is going to bring me down. Even though I get angry, get mad, people get mad and stuff like that. It happens. It's part of life. Just like if you don't get angry, then you can't appreciate happiness. Right? I'm stealing that, John, by the way. So being grateful for the things you have, look around at your life, at what you have, and be grateful. And that's it also helps when you give back to the world and leave a positive mark instead of draining your energies out and into negativity and not being positive with the rest of the world. So that's I don't have a whole lot more to really talk about. Not a lot of people calling in. There's two of you that called in. Like, that's cool. So, who's listening? I think Greg. Greg, you watching? So, somebody, if you want to call in, I'm gonna probably wrap this up shortly here because it's I'm just rambling on, and that's gonna be boring, and I could do that on a podcast, right? What else? I got a couple of ideas here. Another thing is that we are, in order to understand other people, is you have to understand we all come from the same energy. We got hello, who are you? What's up?
Hey, I'm Beth Hunter.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very good, very good.
Good. I just wanted to call in and just say how grateful I am for you and finding you. I listen to you all the time, in the morning, sometimes at night. I just really appreciate you. You do a great job.
Oh, well, thank you. That's it's fun to do this, and apparently I like to hear myself talk, so I just keep doing shows.
You're welcome. Yeah, I mean, what I do is in the morning, as soon as I wake up, I say I'm grateful, and I even tell the person next to me that I'm grateful for them.
That's great. And you have to.
Yeah.
You have to be grateful for being able to wake up, and to choose your day.
Right. Mhm. Yeah, you've really changed the way I think about things, so I really appreciate you.
All right.
Because yeah, it's just awesome listening to you talk and how you talk about energy and vibration and our meat suits. I love that.
Yeah, because we are the creators, and we often forget it and let life dictate our feelings to us when we're not really thinking about, what we're thinking about. Just letting it happen
Right?
to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and I've gotten really better at that too. Because people really don't realize how much control we have in our lives. We don't realize it, and when you finally realize it, it's like, wow,
Yeah,
we
it's
can really control things.
it's great.
I'm a big exercise person, and like I have that mind muscle connection,
Uh-huh.
like from with my body. So it's like, but then you have to have your mind connection. Like you can't forget about that.
Right.
It's great if you have your mind muscle connection, but when you get it for your mind, it just, I don't know, it's awesome.
Yeah, and when you start thinking about things and you follow through and you put that energy into it and the things start to happen, it feeds on itself. It feeds on itself because you're realizing that, hey, I really am the creator of my life.
I know, it's amazing.
That's what.
I have changed because I was like how that girl said, or Lizette, was it Lizette? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
That called earlier where things would trigger her, and I felt so bad because I felt like I wouldn't, I felt that way before, but now I can control it.
Yeah, when you
don't.
figure that out, it's great.
Right. So you just have to think about what you think about, like you always say. It's so true.
It seems so simple, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's not, because we
Work
forget.
on it.
Yeah.
Well, you have to work on it constantly. It's not I mean, I have been working on it. This did not come easy for me. I'm a Jersey girl, and I'm full of fire. I'm all Italian, and yeah, and I live in Georgia.
Okay.
and I run my own business. We're property manager realtors. So you can imagine how crazy my life is.
Oh yeah, especially now, huh?
The real estate is crazy. And I moved my My dad's going to be 93, and my mom will be 89. I moved my parents in with me.
Oh, that's good. I would do that if my parents were still alive and they needed that. I'd rather take care of them myself than have someone else do it.
I know, you should see them. They're so cool. They laugh, they giggle. They're like kids. It's so funny. They even know. Like, they're like, my mom would be like, "Was I bad?" I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much. You were bad."
That's funny. That's
It is.
that's great.
I know, they are hysterical. Some of the things that they say and they do, but it's so cool. Like, they were playing cards tonight.
Uh-huh.
They like to play cards, and it makes me feel so good to watch them and play cards and have fun
And
and my dad is so happy.
that's the important thing is just to be happy in your life. That's the main thing. That's that's why that's
Imagine being 92. He'll be 93 and being that happy. I mean, he thinks I'm like the bomb. He thinks I'm the greatest thing because I did this for him. But this is what family does. That's what you do.
right. It's your family. They were there for you when you were little. Now you got to
Right.
take care of your family, the people you love, and
I know. I love when you talk about your family time and how your daughter's helping you. That is awesome. My kid works with me. He
yeah.
got his real estate license.
Yeah, it's awesome when you spend time with family, you pay attention. I hate to see people who don't spend time with their kids or they just complain about their parents and it's like you don't even realize how precious it is because I've lost both of my
Right?
I've lost both my parents, so I'd give anything to just talk to my mom or dad again. So it's the people that don't
Aw.
right now. It's like you guys, you don't be stupid.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I said in a heartbeat they could come here. We had to move them here. We had to like drive 13 hours in the car with them. We never stopped. Oh, it was a nightmare. From New Jersey to Georgia. I think it's like 12, 13 hours. I don't know. But that was like over a year ago, and we're all doing so good together, though. It's really nice.
I'll bet you had some good conversations on that trip, though.
Yeah, we did. We
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And we're still having all good conversations.
And that's great because I mean you're making their life better, and because they get to spend time with you, and you get to spend time with them, and
Right.
it's just great.
I know. I said to my fiance, I said, I feel like we prolonged their lives like another 10 years. Look at them.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I totally believe that.
Right?
Yep, that you can that just sharing your happiness with them and
Happiness, right.
yep.
And I had to change the way I looked at things. I couldn't let my mom make me trigger. She could trigger me, believe me, but I had to control it.
Yeah.
And I'm learning, and it's so cool that I can do it.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's so cool because it's just, and I'm a very disciplined person. Like I said, I exercise all the time, so I have the discipline, but I didn't have the discipline in my mind.
Right. That's a good
what
point.
I needed.
It's a good point because we all have things that we'd like to change about ourselves. I've got a few, and and being doing this podcast and being the person that I am, you would think that I'd have the discipline to just do anything, but I don't. I struggle with things myself, and
Right.
we all do. But it's when you realize that you're struggling and realize that you can't follow through with a thought or a plan that you have, and then think about it and then you'll find a way. If you really want to, you'll find a way. You'll always find a way.
Mhm.
So
Yep. I like to journal. I feel journaling helps too. I like to write stuff down.
right, once you write it down, then it becomes a reality. It's a physical thing, and
Mhm.
then if you don't do it, it's like, oh, I wrote that down. I didn't do it, and you can't just forget it because
Mhm.
it's written down.
Right. I use my notes on my phone, and I always writing stuff in my notes, or so I don't forget.
Right.
But but yeah, so you have changed the way I've looked at living with my parents. So I really thank you for what you've done for me.
Well, you're welcome, and I wish you the best on your journey and many, many years with your parents.
Thank you. I'll have to shoot you a picture of us so you can see us all together.
Okay, that'd be great.
All right. You'll love my mom and dad. They're so cute. I love being with them. I know I'm lucky. I'm blessed. I know I am.
Yeah, and that's part of it to actually know it. So that's great.
Well, if it wasn't for you helping me through this, I probably wouldn't. So thank you again.
You're very welcome, and thanks for listening to the show and calling in too. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, have a great night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I love when you guys call into the show. I love it. Christopher, you found the show. You look forward to hearing more shows. All right. Somebody share. I can never say that name. Sherry Bryant. You could call in. You call the show. It'll work. Call that number 304-506-3332 if you want to talk to me real quick. I appreciate it. And it's such kind words from you guys saying how much I've helped you and given you guidance to actually be happy and, you know, to understand that you're creating your life. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And I love that it's helping you out. And because it helps me too. I get to learn a lot about people and learn a lot about myself. And, oh, okay, who we got here? Let's see. Hello, welcome to the show. Who are you?
Hey, Nat, it's Cindy, your favorite pool girl.
Cindy, my pool is so green. I need you here to fix it.
I don't know. I thought it looked like a nice, brilliant neon green. I thought you got a pretty cool color there.
I know, it's pretty. That first picture I sent you was a little vibrant, and I'm like, holy crap, look at that pool.
Like, how did he do that? Wow, it glows.
You got lights in there or something?
You might be able to sell that. I don't know if you can get different colors.
It looked like green slime or something in that pool. So
Well, we can fix it. I assure you that.
I know you can. That's why I said I'm going to reach out to Cindy right away. Oh, somebody else. Who's calling? You'll have to call back when I'm off this line. So what's going on?
So, just joining into the show. It sounds great. You know, I listen to you all the time. You're my company when I'm riding my car, and it's great. And I just love everything you always have to say and all your perspective on everything, and it's helped me a lot. And I think it's great that you're out there giving us your perspective, because it's just a great perspective.
Well,
It helps us change our train of thought, even when we think we can't. Minds are tricky.
yeah, they are, and if you don't pay attention, they'll take you down the wrong path for sure. You know.
That's it. And then you realize, like, hey, you know, like, this is great. It's like, why, you know, how'd I fall down that hole before? But anyway.
Right.
Anyway.
But when you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, but when you like I said earlier, when you start becoming aware of your thoughts, and you start, there's some stuff that you think that you don't like. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't believe I thought that. You know, and when you become aware of them, then it's you understand how you are really creating your life.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's that I never had ideas or good thoughts. It's just you sometimes get stuck on the wrong thoughts, you know?
Yeah.
And they're not really all that bad. Your mind just gets stuck there.
Yeah.
So once you learn to just move forward and get out of the past and don't think about the future, don't predict what you don't know, then, and you just live for the moment, it's perfect and fun and happy.
Right. It is. And, you know, you can't be happy 100% of the time, you know, but it helps you to actually keep your mindset in a happy place when you actually know what you're thinking about, because you can derail those negative thoughts. And, you know, you have to have the negative thoughts to appreciate the positive, but you don't have to dwell on them. And that's what I think a lot of people do, is they dwell on the negative thought. And, you know, it's too good to be true. What's going to go wrong? Or, you know, and when you start thinking like that, then you're actually putting that out there, that energy out there, and you're creating that negative energy if you focus on that.
Right, and I think you recognize it in others too. So you can kind of offer others your perspective, which is your perspective, which is our perspective.
And that's a positive perspective, right?
It's a positive perspective. You got that. So, but yeah, you recognize it in others, and then you can kind of offer a little bit of guidance there too. If you see someone going down the wrong trail, you just don't let them slip. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
kind of nicely, whatever. I don't know, in conversation, whatever, kind of steer them in the right way or tell them, hey, I read a great book, right?
Yeah. Check out the book. But it's always good when I can tell sometimes when I get through to somebody because they'll be talking one way, and then all of a sudden I'll get a text message. It'll be a whole different like tone of voice, so to speak, and it's like, oh, they get it, they understand it, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I know. You should feel so proud of yourself because you've got like such a great following, and it sounds like a lot of people are getting a lot out of the show. And I don't mean to like quote a competitor or anything, but it's really just like a little chicken soup for the soul
Oh
when
yeah,
you kind of listen because you're listening to, and it's real stories and real people, and you can relate. I find when I'm going down the highway and people look in my car and they see me nodding my head and whatever. I don't know who they think I'm talking to, but
you're talking back to the podcast, right? That's right. That's what he said. That's what.
yeah, that's right. We tend to agree a lot, and you just don't even know it.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah, so I wanted to call in and be proud of your 500th show and congratulate you and thank you and say hello in person.
Yes.
In writing for a change.
It's good to hear your voice. It's good to hear people's voices that listen to the show. I don't get to hear your voices very often, so that's kind of neat.
Oh, it's nice to see your face.
Hey, hi. Yeah, well, it's right there. I mean, I kind of put the side view on there because my face looks so big on my screen. But, so, all right.
Don't forget to walk, buddy.
Yep.
And I'll be listening.
All right, Cindy. Well, thanks for calling in and listening to the show. And I appreciate you getting my pool fixed in advance.
All right.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. All right. Okay. We're moving right along here. Let's change the screen here. How do I do that? There we go. All right. Sherry, I hope I'm saying your name right. You could call the show now. I think you were calling while I was on the phone with Cindy. So go ahead and give me a call. You said you left a message, but I don't think I can play that message because I don't have the technology. I literally don't know what I'm doing over here. So I'm trying my best to pull this off. So let's see. No phone calls. As you can see, I got to look over one of these other screens. There's just you can tell there's a lot of stuff going on down here, and I'm just trying to keep everything floating here. Don't forget that there is the 500th the shirt the what is it called the the world event shirt. I don't know where you're listening. If you're listening in another country or watching on YouTube in another country, please let me know where you are. I like knowing where people are checking out the show from, and and all that good stuff. So it's been on almost an hour now. So I'm gonna take another call or two. So Sherry, call in the show. I'm ready for you. I'm totally ready for you to call the show now. Maybe I should start calling other people. Maybe I'll do that. Random calls. No, I won't do that to you. People are like, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's see. Anything else that's going on? I normally don't do an hour show. They're normally 10 or 15 minutes. So I don't get bored and you don't get bored. Listen to me rattle on. So that's, let's see. Sharky, that's right. You can communicate. Okay, so okay, Sharky, call me. Ready? Go. 304-506-3332. Let me hear you. Okay, because there is a delay here with the with YouTube on the internet. There, it's dragging. I don't even know how's the video. You guys watching the video? How is the video look out there? Is it smooth? Is it choppy? Is it? I don't have any way to gauge it, and this is my first attempt. And so if let me know how the video's looking out there in the chat. And if there's something else you want me to talk about and you don't want to call, then put it in the chat there in the YouTube chat. And let's see, is anybody on the other chat? What's over here? Oh, hold on. Okay. Hold on, folks. Oh my goodness. We got another call. I guess I should answer it. Hold on, give me a second here. You can see I got this professional. Hi, who are you? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Shari.
Shari.
In Salt Lake City, Utah.
That's how you say it. I've been saying it wrong all this time.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all good. It's a tricky name anyway. It's the way it's spelled.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get called Shahari a lot. So.
Shahari. Yeah, I think I did that the first time.
That H is silent, but it's all good.
Yeah, using extra letters just because, right?
Right, exactly.
All right.
You know, you are just an amazing individual, but at the same time, I've got to give myself credit for being open to listening and making changes.
You should.
That's
Absolutely.
huge. But I truly believe that if I didn't have the communication back and forth or listening to your podcasts and stuff like that, I think I'd still be stuck, and I'd be stuck hard.
Yeah.
And you've just changed the way I look at things, my perspective.
Yeah.
And that's what's huge. And, you know, one other thing that really has bothered me for many, many years, that people assume how one feels,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know how that individual feels unless you ask or talk to them.
Right.
Assumptions suck.
Sure does.
And I struggle with that one big time. But I'm working on it.
Well, that's good.
I'm just sitting here kind of going through all of my little notes. I've written so much. I finally grew up, if you will, at my age. And, yeah.
I can relate to that because it took me a long time to grow up.
Yeah.
I think I'm still working on it, actually.
Yeah. I'll be working on it for the rest of my life here. So, yeah.
Right.
But anyways, it's really amazing to me that I guess everybody just needs to know, when you get older, when you get 59 years of age, things start to change.
Yeah.
And it changes fast. And so if you really don't take a look at yourself and get on the groove and get moving and change and be where you want to be, it's going to be too late.
Right. You can't wait for tomorrow to change, and you know it's hard for people to change. It's hard to, what you've done your whole life, it's hard to give it up, because you can always make an excuse in your own mind of why you can keep acting this way or doing this certain thing, or it's easy to justify it in your mind because it's become a habit. It's part of your subconscious.
Exactly. I can see that today. I wish I would have known what I know today years ago. I think I'd be better off, but maybe not. That's fair to say.
But all those life experiences got you to this point. So when
it sure did.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you how extremely grateful I am to be alive today and to have found you on Pandora.
All right.
And I love music. And so I just got on there to listen to some music. And sure enough, I thought, podcast. Everybody's saying podcast. So I just clicked on it, and it said, be positive. And that's the first thing I clicked on.
Huh.
And that was the best click I ever did.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. And go ahead.
That's crazy. Somebody messaged me the other day, said that they turned on Amazon and my podcast popped up on their Alexa or something, and I'm like, I didn't even know I was on Amazon.
Right on. You know what? If I could reach out to a million people more, I would, in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
So we can all get on the same page.
Right.
Like you were saying in a lot of your earlier ones, that, it doesn't matter what color you are. We're all human.
Yep.
And that's huge to me. We are all human. It doesn't matter the color.
Right. Nothing really matters except the energy of who you are, man. Because I don't have any prejudice towards anybody or any ill feelings towards people, because I know that we all come from the same energy. We are all basically the same, and just in different meat suits.
Exactly.
Yep.
And if we could conquer that in this world and all of us get along, you know what? Life would be so much better.
Yeah. And especially in these times now, it's just everything is so messed up and so divided, and to try to have this catalyst to actually help people to come together a little bit and see the good side of life. I'm not. I'm up to over 800,000 people, and that's huge. When I just get through to one person, it's amazing. But to have this many people that actually listen to the show, it's mind blowing.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But you know what? You're amazing, and for you to reach out like you have is beyond me.
Well, thank you.
I almost want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But why do that? I don't want to take the glory. I need to give the glory to you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've had some people that when I was talking about the Podomatic who hosts my podcast, that people told them they could start their own for free, and a couple of people have already started their own podcasts and talking about kind of the same stuff, and it's really cool that it's starting to blossom into more than just my show. Other people are sharing it and getting the word out there, and more people are getting on board, and it's great.
It is. It's absolutely amazing. Yep.
And I feel blessed to be able to do it.
Yeah, and I'm blessed to have you part of my life, actually. So.
All right.
Because I remember I'm the one that I sent in a message that I was homeless.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go. And now I've got this beautiful apartment. I've gone to school. I'm a metalsmither now, so I do a lot of jewelry. And now I'm rocking.
Nice.
Now I just need to sell them.
Yeah, there you go. Need to sell them.
Yeah. So, but I truly don't believe I'd be where I'm at today if it wasn't for me stumbling on your podcast. And I'm so grateful for that.
Thank you very much, and I'm glad that my words have helped you to find your happiness. That's the whole reason I did.
Oh yeah.
It feels good, doesn't
even
it?
when I'm feeling down.
Yeah.
So, you're amazing.
Well, thank you very much.
Keep up the great work.
All right, I'm going to call you Sharky from now on so I don't mess up your name.
Yes, that works.
All right.
Yeah, Sharky.
Yeah, send me a couple pictures of some of the jewelry that you make and stuff. I'd like to see it.
Okay, you got it, bud.
All right, you take care.
You have a great night. Thanks again.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Sharky. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. You've been listening for a while. It's awesome. It's awesome. Oh my goodness, I've been talking for over an hour. Crazy. Let's see who. Making sure nobody's calling right now. Hey, you got a chance to call in. I'm not going to do this much longer because there's 5 of you watching, and I probably know who you are. Probably the people that called in, right? Let's see. What else can I talk about? I don't have a whole lot left to talk about. If you want to call in and say, hey, go ahead. If you want to pick up the shirt, which should be awesome, it's going to be a limited edition. People are grabbing them, and they're going pretty quick. There should be a link somewhere. Probably not in this the description of the show because I'm a slacker. But you can find it on the website, bepositivepodcast.com. The pop-up will come up. And you can also order the book. I'll put that pop-up back up and get the site back to where you can pick up some merchandise. And if you got any ideas for the title, I like that idea, the positive journey for the title for the new book. I like that. I might have to keep that one and use it. All right. So I think that's this is probably going to wrap this thing up here. and thank everybody for listening to the show for all these years. And I can't believe I got to 500 shows already. And we'll do this again when I get to 600. Maybe I'll do more live podcasts like this. If you like this idea with the camera on, I'm getting a little more comfortable with it now. Maybe I'll do a couple of these like once a month or something, go live. Do that. Yeah, the background music. Did it go away? You don't have the background. Was it working before? I thought it was working before, but I think the background music ran out. I don't know if you can hear it. Oops, I could hear it. I don't know if you could hear it before, but if you could hear it before, that's I appreciate that. Let me know if you could. All right, let's see. We got a message over here. Hold on, let me check this real quick. There's a missed call there. I could call you back. That'd be kind of freaky, huh? The volume of the caller is low on my side. All the time. It is, huh? Okay. Well, I wish I'd have seen that message when I started doing this, because I could have turned it up. But, all right. Okay. I think I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for checking out the 500th podcast. I'll do a real podcast down the road, probably for tomorrow. But I'm going to wrap this up. And thank you so much for listening to the show and supporting it every way you can. And it just, if there's anything I could say, it would just be grateful for what you have. Be thankful for the people in your life, and try to help someone else when you get a chance. Try to help someone be positive and stay positive. Because when you share your energy, your positive energy, sometimes it doesn't get through right off the bat. You can't force it on people, but you can lead by example. So let's all lead the world in positivity by being positive and staying positive, and keep listening to the show, all right? That's the show. My name is Nat. This has been the Be Positive, Stay Positive 500th podcast live world event. Man, that was hard to say. I will talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. And you're welcome, Christopher. And John and everybody, I appreciate everybody who listens to the show and took the time to let me know. You guys have a fantastic night, and I'll